What's up, YouTube? It's Ethan here, and as you saw from that sign, I'm coming to you from Mueller State Park in between Divide and Cripple Creek, a little bit west of Colorado Springs. And it's a beautiful park, and I wish I could say the same about the weather, but unfortunately it is not such a beautiful day today. There's extremely high winds, as you can see. If you look, the trees are blowing around like crazy. Really high winds today. They're saying as much as 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts in open areas in this park. So I'm gonna give it my best shot and try to do as much recording as I can when it's not super windy. But there are a lot of overlooks on this trail, and those are gonna probably be pretty bad. So I'm just warning you ahead of time. The winds are very, very bad today. And unfortunately, it was supposed to be a sunny day, but there's still a little bit of sun in some sections of the trail, or in some sections of the park, but there is a lot of clouds. So we are going to the left. And this trail is actually a loop that I'm doing. It's about 4 miles total, and it goes to like 3 or 4 different overlooks, and it's awesome. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get the best views ever because of how cloudy it is, but we should get some good views of Pikes Peak and possibly even the Collegiate Peaks to the west. Unfortunately, though, our views of we should normally on a good day we get views of the Sangre de Cristos, but it looks like the clouds are going to be blocking out those mountains. So, but we should be getting good views to the east and to the west. And just on its own, this is a very cool state park. It's got like 55 miles of hiking trails, a lot of backcountry trails, and a lot of wildlife, and it's pretty secluded. I mean, it's pretty easy to get to, but it seems like not a lot of people come here because it's a Saturday. And I mean, I don't know if it's just because of the weather, but it's a Saturday and there's hardly anyone here. There's only 2 other cars parked at this trailhead. So I like it. And by the way, we're just getting our first little shot through the trees of Pikes Peak, which is not covered by clouds yet, so that's good. And I'm trying to give you the views now because I don't know how much longer there's going to be clear views of like Pikes Peak, and hopefully, like I said, I'll at least be able to show you some of the Collegiate Peaks as well. Well, we're a pretty short distance in on the trail and we're getting some good views. And once again, over there is Pikes Peak, and as you can see, just since the last time I gave you guys a view, the clouds have rolled in even more, and Pikes Peak is being covered by clouds right now. It's completely socked in. You can kind of see down to the base, but can't see the summit right now. And once we get some views to the south, I'll be able to show you just how bad the cloud cover is in that direction. Like I said, I'm hoping I can get some views to the west. But unfortunately, today is just not the greatest day for the views here. This would be a very nice view of Pikes Peak if we could see the summit. Hopefully the clouds will clear over there a little bit. But you can see they're moving fast because of the wind. So here's the first official overlook on this trail. About, I'd say 3/4 of a mile in. And we're like just to the west of Pikes Peak, so That's facing east, and that's Pikes Peak over there. Like I said, like it's been for a while, it's still cloud covered. Looks like those clouds might be moving away though, so we'll see. We might be able to get some views of that a little later. But you still got a excellent view from this overlook. It's very beautiful. All right, here's another awesome overlook, and it's really windy, so the winds could pick up at any time, just to let you know. They were just really bad for a second. They just died down, but they're probably going to pick back up again pretty soon here. Let me get up here, get you guys a little closer. And as I said, the wind is picking up. We got a nice little beautiful lake down there. And that is the direction that the peaks are in. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like you can really see them. You can kind of see a little bit of those taller mountains off in the distance over there. But those are mostly cloud covered right now. But this is still an awesome view. Either way, this is really cool. You also get some good views to the south. And of course to the east. And as you can see, Pikes Peak just keeps getting more and more cloud cover every single time that I start recording. But this is an awesome overlook. Consider sitting here and hanging out for a minute, but it's a little too windy, so I think I'll keep going. Back on the main trail, making my way over to the next overlook. And by the way, if you haven't noticed, there's a ton of aspen trees here, and of course the fall colors are gone now because it's now today is November 2nd, so it's a little late for that. But definitely a place that I would like to come and check out next fall, because there are a lot of aspen trees out here in certain sections. So looking south right now, and as you can see, the cloud cover is pretty crazy down there, but you're just starting to be able to see a little bit of the Sangre de Cristo range. So you can actually, it's pretty shrouded in the clouds right now, but you can see it a little bit. And then off in that direction are the Collegiate Peaks, which are also mostly cloud covered, but you can also see them a little bit peeking out from behind the clouds. Hopefully it'll clear up more, because it does look like the cloud cover to the south and the west is starting to clear up a little bit. So hopefully it'll just keep getting better. Alright, well, I'm almost to the second overlook, second official overlook, but if you look there, you can actually get a little glimpse of the summit of Pikes Peak. It'll probably go back under the clouds again in a minute, but just thought I'd give you that little view. Alright, so here is the second official overlook that branches off of the main trail. Coming down to it right now. And this is going to be awesome. Oh yeah, this is an epic view. So we're getting really great views of that little lake down there. And then straight ahead, like I said, it's a little shrouded in the clouds, but that is one of the Collegiate Peaks right there. And I'm not sure which one it is, so sorry about that. But we are starting to be able to get some views of that, which is good. But as you can see, just the views right in front of us, all these huge rocks and cliffs. This is a very beautiful park. And there's actually quite a few people down at that pond. So I have yet to see another person on this trail, but I see like 4 people down at that pond right now. I don't know if they're fishing or what. But yeah, this is a very cool park, and this is a beautiful overlook here. Alright, I'm back on the main trail, and it looks like the clouds are starting to clear a little bit more over there. And as you can see, you can start to see some of those, sorry the camera's so shaky, but you can see some of those snow-capped peaks off in the distance. Alright, so we're at a trail junction here. And so trail number 7, which is the main trail that we've been hiking on, continues that way. And then it actually ends a little bit further up there. And then we'll be picking up trail number 11 to go towards Lost Pond, I think it's called. And then this is trail 10, which goes to the last big overlook that we're going to see. And of course, I'm going this way first. Well, for the most part, Pikes Peak is pretty visible right now. So I thought I'd show you guys that while I still had the chance, because you never know, those clouds might roll in again. But actually it looks like those clouds, which definitely look like storm clouds, are heading east towards Colorado Springs. So they might be in for a little thunderstorm pretty soon here. Not even at the overlook yet, but we are getting really amazing views. This is really cool. This is a beautiful park. So looking straight in that direction, getting a little bit of a view. It is, there are a lot of clouds in that direction, but getting a little bit of view of some of the collegiate peaks. And this is the last official overlook on this trail. And definitely the best view is from up here. So actually that's looking south there, and like I said, just starting to be able to see a little bit of the Sangre de Cristos down there. Still pretty covered by clouds, but you can see them a little bit. And then of course over here, none other than the famous Pikes Peak, which we're now able to get a pretty good view of. And as you can see, even though it is early November, there still really isn't much any snow on Pikes Peak yet. So anybody who still wants to climb it, now's the time to do it, unless winter climbing is your thing. Yeah, these are some really beautiful views here in this park. I mean, this is awesome. Getting very good views in almost every direction, even with the cloud cover. So here's something interesting. They actually give you the option to bypass the steep section of this trail, because as you can see, right ahead of me there, it gets pretty steep. So, you know what? I might as well take it. Why not avoid the steep section, right? And it is kind of marking it like this is Trail 7. Like this is the main way to go for Trail 7. Excuse me. Even though that one kind of looks like a wider, more clear path. But this is signed as Trail 7, so I will take this direction. The forest just got really thick in this section. Oh look, a deer. Wow, I was in like mid-sentence and then a deer just ran out right in front of the trail, a big one too. Oh, a couple of them. There's a couple of them out here. Not liking the way that deer is staring at me right now. Huh. Well, I'll get back to you guys on this one. And there he goes, running off, or she. I would think the bucks would probably still have their antlers. But isn't this cool? That's a big mule deer too. That's one of the bigger ones I've seen. So we just came off that bypass trail, and I'm definitely glad we took that direction, because look at these. I mean, that is steep. That is a steep hill right there. So we are now on trail, well, still trail 7, but this one will be ending pretty soon and turning into 11. By the way, funny thing about that deer is it's hunting season right now, and they do have hunters out here in Mueller State Park, just not this section of the park. And actually, we're not too far away from where the hunters are, but we're still a couple miles off from there. But it's just funny to me that that deer just was totally nonchalant around me, and you know, it ran away when I started getting a little too close, but it kind of just stood there and like stared at me. And I was kind of thinking like, boy, that deer is lucky I'm not a hunter, because that would have been like a TV dinner right there for any decent hunter. So here's where trail 11 starts. So 7 has just ended, and it looks like we have another pretty damn steep section coming up here. And speaking of the hunting trails, if you go about a mile and a half down that trail, that's how you get to them. Alright, well, just a little ways back, I saw a big pile of bear scat right on the trail. And now I'm seeing what looks like it could be some bear tracks down here. Some of those are shoe prints, but like right there, that kind of looks like a bear track to me. So and that scat looked like it was only maybe like 3 or 4 hours old. So there's a slight possibility that there's a black bear out here lurking around somewhere near here. So who knows, might see one. All right, guys, well, here we are, the final destination on this loop. Lost Pond, a nice quiet little pond out here in the woods. And as you can see over on the other side, there's a little thin layer of ice on it. But considering that we're at like 9,800 feet right now, I'd say this is not bad at all in terms of like snow or ice cover for November. But anyway, so up that way, that goes back towards the trailhead. I think it's about another third of a mile from here. And all said and done, with all the side trails that I took to go look at the different overlooks, this was about a total of 4.5 miles of hiking today. So obviously this video is definitely longer than most videos that I do, but I mean, I couldn't resist. It's so beautiful out here. There were so many awesome overlooks. So needless to say, Mueller State Park is definitely a place you should check out. It's beautiful, it's incredible, and I mean, it's a great place to go. I feel like all times of the year. I might come back here in the middle of winter to do some winter hiking or snowshoeing or something, just because most of the trails are pretty easy out here. I mean, there are some difficult ones from what I've seen, but most of these trails are pretty easy. So it's a good place to go any time of the year. But anyway, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Please like and share this video, and please subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome if you guys did that, and I will see you soon for my next one.